Sahanavavatu Sahanam Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditapastu Vishavahai Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Yes. So we are going to take up chapter 20 fully, the last chapter. So we are going in a reverse order. After finishing chapter 20, we will come back to chapter 2, 3 onwards, and then we will go continuous, maybe for a year or so. So this is the first chapter of the first verse of the last chapter. Few lines of Chinmay on this chapter. In this chapter, the absolute state of transcendence is brought home to us. It is not about the frenzied eloquence of the teacher, not due to the extra fluidity of the diction, which shows the easiness of this diction, the Samskrita, but essentially because of the human touch that has been imparted to it by putting this chakra through the mouth of the realized Videha Mukta King Janaka. The aloneness of self surpasses all empirical terms that generally determine and often define any other phenomena in the relative fields of experience. So to say, this aloneness of self is absolute, transcendental, far beyond any relative phenomenon. Even the creation for that might be a relative phenomenon which comes and goes. In every verse, there are about, I don't know, maybe 20 verses. Janaka indicates the liberated in life in him with a significant and revealing term which can rocket the mind of a meditative student onto transcendental realms. As we go through each verse, some of the terms he will share with you, which were used in any treatise for the first time ever in Ashtavakara Gita. Never before they had been used. That is the beauty of this treatise, sacred treatise. We move on to the verse. Kvabhutani kvadeho va kva indriyani kvavamana kvashunyam tach kvachanairashyam matsvarupe niranjane. Where are the five great elements? Where is the body? Where are the sense organs? And where is the mind? Where is even the void? And where too is despair? Despair is due to void. How we will deal with it? For me, the pure consciousness, who by nature Niranjana, spotless, pure. Before getting on to the satsang in this verse, he is going to be playing Swami chanting. Omkara. Later on, you can also play externally in your own gadget while listening for the second time for more clarity of the voice. One. One second. What happened? It's that. One second. Just one second. Get totally immersed. while listening to the session again, you may play Gayatri Mantra or Omkar Swami louder, Omkaram at least 25 times, if not more, and then, as he always says in each Samarpan session from 2007 onwards, 6 onwards, transcend the creation during that time. It may bring Swami in front of you if you want. Initially seated in the Gurmat hall, and then as you progress along the absorption of go, let everything go. You leave, let Swami leave, let the creation leave. It is necessary because as we glide into this session, we will know at the end beautifully, we will know what is the relevance of this, why he brought in this Omkara assumption here. Spirituality is all about retracing the previous effect to its cause, thereby retracing ultimately to the Purusha or to the Brahman. And when we start with Omkar, there is no other effect which has come in. Prakriti is not manifested, creation has not come in. So when we start with Omkar, it is like when he said, we gave few sadhakas the 40 minutes meditation, he said, start with the 39th minute. So Omkar is the effect and Brahman is the cause. Only one cause effect is there. There is nothing else is there. So from Omkar, with each pause after the of the Om, you directly connect with the inner self or Brahman. In that light, in that illumination, we will see the relevance of today's verse. Where Janaka says, in his height of ecstasy, where are the 5 elements? Where is the body? Where are the senses? Where is even Shunyam, void? Where is the despair? Connected with the void. For me, who is spotless Niranjana, now, if that for a moment, fraction of seconds, that ultimate experience happened, then this question is relevant now. Or before these questions, before you reach to this part of this session, listen to Gayatri Mantra, Omkara, and then get totally absorbed. Transcend the creation, you must. And then ask these questions. You become Janaka for a moment, and then when I was listening to that, when the Nididhyasana was happening simultaneously, when I reached that moment for a few seconds, then for me who had reached there and existed as that for maybe for 10 seconds, let me ask, where are the 5 elements? Was my body there? Were my senses functioning? Was my mind there? Was my intellect there? Or if all these things are ruled out, then Was there a total void, a total vacuum, total nothinglessness was there? I think when I reached that moment, peak moment, nothing of them were there for sure. I may not be able to explain what was there, but these things, Acharya, whatever you are telling, or whatever Janaka said, they were not there for sure. Whatever was there, if not now, when you listen to the second time, keep on listening again. Don't even go to the next part of the session. If it is going to take 4 or 5 days, keep on listening, keep on listening. No hurry. Even if he scolds few sadhakas, why responses not? Take his scolding, but don't even go to the next part till you reach that peak moment. And then ask your questions and then come to this part. In the depth of contemplation, existing as that state, for me, for you, for anyone who reaches that peak, the sequence comes up like this. You cannot strictly call it as cause and effect, but definitely we can rephrase that as predecessor and current. That is previous something which resulted or which was responsible for something current. So we will go sequence wise. Beautifully glide along with me for taking the full impact of this. Remember, he is towards the last. Janaka and Shavakra is going to part their ways. Kaivalyam has been attained at that stage. Janaka is ruling, and he is giving that to you in that state exactly. So, how much should this be important for you to glide along with me in the remaining 30-40 odd minutes? These the verse started with 5 elements. So, predecessor factor, that is the pre existing or the pre-required factor is or these 5 elements. Then what is the current? Only if the 5 elements are there, then the current body can be experienced. When the 5 elements are experienced, then only the body can be experienced. Then what? Only when the body is there, then the functioning of the senses can be experienced, or only when the body experience is fully there, then the experience of the senses can be which what is experiencing? The body is experiencing the senses functioning. Only when the senses are operational fully, the functioning of the mind can be experienced. Right? And we know, though not given explicitly in this verse, only when Brahman pure consciousness is experienced, then on getting up, one can appreciate that the 5 elements are caused by Brahman pure consciousness. Okay, otherwise, those who are not capable of experiencing Brahman, they ought to start only at the 5 element stage, the matter state. And how this pure consciousness gets reflected in human being, Drisha Viveka. Pure consciousness, Brahman cause, vessel body, water intellect in the body, sunshine, pure consciousness, the reflection of the sunshine in the water intellect is the reflection of the pure consciousness, which, like from the mirror, lights go spread everywhere in multi directions. From the intellect, the reflection further gets on to the senses, mind, etc. Suppose if you have experienced that peak moment, there is no need for deliberation. And also, you should experience ideally 10 times, 10 days you spent on the home, and then experience and then come to this instead of deliberately doing this. So he is assuming, he is taking for granted that once or twice or 10 times or 20 times listening to Swami's podcast or whichever music, whichever thing, whichever way, with music, without music, whichever way you can reach to that peak moment for a few seconds. Adopt that for a few days, reach there, and then you will readily agree with what he is saying now, that at that state, five elements are not there. We will hold on the pure consciousness now. Five elements is not experienced, so the the further result of the five elements, body is not experienced. Body is not experienced, so senses are not experienced. Senses are not experienced, so if senses are not operational, functional, what they can prompt the mind? What mind can get signal through senses? The Drishya Viveka Rupam Lochanam. Rupam Drishyam Lochanam Drit. So, when the objects, the first point of contact of objects is the eye senses. And then only they will go to the mind. When the senses are not operational, mind is not there. Right? How about intellect, Guruji? Maybe intellect is there, but only this over intellect, only with intellect there. Body is not there, mind is not there, senses are not there, all five elements not there, nothing is there. Intellect vichara ye kya karega? What this intellect will do? The intellect has nothing to radiate or to reflect further. Once the pure consciousness has reflected in the intellect, there is nothing else. Intellect cannot by itself function fully. It needs the senses, faculty of senses and mind to function. Precisely. NDCA, buddhi, gateway mind, and then actions to the karma indriyas, and the impact is taken through the jnana indriyas. So, erase the karma indriyas, erase the jnana indriyas, erase the mind within the NDCA flow. Alone this intellect, what it will do? What is there? There, when only intellect is there. There has to be, hypothetically, try to understand, when none of these matter equipments, faculties are there, senses and the mind, ityadi, the intellect can convey to you only a total nothinglessness, total void, total shunya, nothing, blackness. We do face such situations sometimes that, yes, theoretically, as a matter of a fact, nijam, fact, our mind is there, our senses are there, all of them are there. But there are times when all of them do not function. Not to talk about getting the chloroform and lying senseless in the hospital, even while existing in nature. There are times when we totally go blank. We even tell people keep on telling something and then we react to them after. What did you say? என்ன சொன்னப்பா? What did you say? I was totally blank. That blankness, with even the faculties existing, since they are not experienced, they are not operational, you become totally blank. Right? Be sharp, be sharp. Be, close eyes and be with me. Second time you can see the video. Totally be with me. We know that a sect of Buddhists claim this to be the higher. It is also mentioned in the blog post, current blog post. And in void, what happens? Suppose the intellect has conveyed and it is gone because it has no function after conveying to you about the voidness. This total blankness, that is like, it is like having the weapon and not being able to shoot the weapon, having the mind but not being able to think, having the body but not operational, not functioning, not acting. So everything is there. Put that Karna or Arjuna in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. They are there. Their mind is not functioning. Their body is not functioning. Senses are not operational. They are standing in blank. Whereas their very dharma is to fight each other, but they are totally blank. What that blank conveys, or what is that state actually? It is a state of total despair. That is why Janaka has brought in, after a void, no despair also. Imagine physically the state of Karna and Arjuna. They are there. And backside everybody is prompting. Here Duryodhana is prompting. Here Bhim and Nakul, Sahadev and Dharmaraja, they are all prompting. Krishna is prompting. They are all totally blank. There can be no more aggravating sense of despair than this voidness, this blankness. सब कुछ होते हुए भी ब्लैंक, कुछ नहीं है. That's it. Okay. Does a Jivan Mukta exist as Shunyam, without a BMI, without senses, without sense of five elements even in them? This is the question of a true curious disciple to his Acharya, bearded Acharya, knowing fully that he is the Jiva. Acharya, in you, who exists? When you have no awareness of body, no awareness of sense, no awareness of mind, no awareness of intellect. Does it mean, please throw light, oh Guru, does it mean that you exist as a body? No doubt, because we are seeing you as a body. You exist as a body, but total without any awareness of the body, any awareness of the BMI, no awareness. That means no awareness is equal to nothingnessness. Should be. Have you ever existed like that? Okay. When we see you in supposedly in a trance state with eyes closed, do you ever exist in that no awareness sthiti? Because we can only understand that you will say that I was not aware of my body, I was not aware of my mind, I was not aware of senses, I was not aware of my intellect. So where you exist as void Were you existing as void? Or have you ever existed as void? Please illumine me, O Guru, is the question. Into Guru Shishya Parampara, of course, with the Sadhana Chatushtaya 100% ensured, taken for granted by the Guru in the years of the yore, in olden times, rishis of the yore would never ever accept a shishya within their kutir without him having attained the enriched with the sadhana chatushtaya. So sadhana chatushtaya is there. Absolute reverence for Guru is there. So there is no stupid mind or intellect or a rajasic nature existing in him, in the Shishya at all to question or to counter Guru or to examine Guru in any respects. Taken this for granted, the rishis of the yore, the acharyas, realized masters, even 17th, 18th, 19th century master, 20th century masters, they would encourage the student to ask a question. Please ask if you have any doubt. Sadhana Chatushtaya is take 100% there. Reverence, Namo Namoste, Guruve Mahatmane, 100% that reverence is there. But a genuine, like a thorn, a little doubt, no intellect, no mind, no logics, no ego is there. Genuine doubt is there. That genuine doubt, now the disciple has asked the Buddha. The Guru would say, or a Jivan Mukta would say, or Janaka would say, no. This voidness is also not there in me. No BMI, no senses, no mind, no void means, of course, obviously, as explained in the context of void, the despair is also not there. Then what is there? After listening 5 times, 10 times, 2 times, 3 times to the Omkara, or in whatever way you have found that secret, you have reached that peak in the absorption stage. After ruling out all these things, whatever you are existing in those fraction of seconds, only that is there. Only that is there. Shrutis have named it as Atman, Brahman. And the Englishmen who learned Vedanta from East, they gave the word pure consciousness or Chaitanya in Sanskrit. You may not even name whatever was left, whatever existed as for a few seconds when all these things were not there. There is a secret in this. When you open your eyes, when you say the blog post, God is nowhere, is translated to God is now here by Swami. When you open your eyes, you may not be exactly able to describe what was that few fraction seconds what you existed as. Nobody has ever been able to express that. Even a Jivan Mukta can reach closer to that, but 100% expression is not possible, ruled out. But definitely you are able to say, not the secret, definitely you are able to say that there was no body, no mind, no senses, no intellect, no void. like a science test, proven test result, like an arithmetic problem solved. There is a foolproof here that in those few fraction of seconds you existed as Chaitanya, as Atman self and not as void. Because if he had existed as void, you can also not say, or you can also not convincingly declare that there was no body, no mind, no senses, no intellect there. Because you yourself, nothing was there, void was there. How you can say that? Even if you are not able to explain by neti process like Nirvana Shatakam, when you are able to say that these things, this neti is just the other side of the iti. All the netis are possible only at the state of aham nirvikalpo nirakara rupa, 100%. Otherwise, who is there to say even that manobhudya ahankara chittadina? Neti is nothing but iti, expressed in the other way, taking the meditator through his intellect, sattvic intellect state, so as to rule. Neti is in fact, God is nowhere, is in fact, God is now here. How beautiful. Did he not whisper to few sadhakas? And for those who did not get that whisper, take that whisper, feel that whisper as if he has whispered into ears some 15 days before, when he's whispered that if I say I existed as Atman or Brahman, and I will not be able to 100% say with conviction, because to defy Brahman is to deny Brahman, says Vedanta. You cannot describe Brahman or Atman. So 100% conviction will not be there. 99% can be there, 100% will not be there. But he said one expression is possible. That is the neti. One expression is definitely possible in that state which I existed in the temple where the bells were ringing, like Meera existed in that temple before merging with Krishna, when the bells were ringing, when the manjira was being played, when the dafli, ganjira, everything was being played, when the drums, sounds of the drums and mridanga reached crescendo. That state when Acharya existed, he can definitely tell one thing for sure, 100% with clarity, with no ambiguity. He whispered, no ego, no ego. There is no ambiguity. And there is, like he explained, an iti is the other side of the iti. No ego is what? You may not be able to express that you existed as consciousness self. No ego is equal to yes self. Right? So by declaring convincingly that there was no ego, intuitively, subjectively, I am expressing without saying in words that aham nirvikalpo nirakara chidananda rupa shivo shivo. Going back to Didrisha Viveka, he is putting it in the reverse way of the DDV. In relevance with today's verse, seer seen, your consciousness, reverse way, go back from the bottom. Your consciousness is the seer, intellect is the seen. Intellect is the seer, mind is the seen. In many expositions of Ridrishya Viveka, this intellect is not being brought in. Direct mind is brought in. But for clarity, he always goes through the intellect channel. Because intellect being the most purest, most uncontaminated faculty in a human being, only it deserves, only it is capable of getting the first primal reflection within us. Okay? Mind is a seer, body is a seen, body is a seer, senses are the seen, senses are the seer, and objects are the seen. In the case of a Jivan, uh, first pure consciousness is the seer, intellect is the seen. All other things are totally irrelevant, erased, like pure canvas erasing. All other things are erased. Should he not exist as exactly as pure consciousness without being even aware of the theoretical conceptual process of the intellect? It is true that the intellect gets the reflection, but being having transcended that intellect also, does he not exist as the pure consciousness, pure sunshine itself, with no possibility of contamination, no possibility of perversion ever? Man is now transferred to God. Man. He has retraced the path and crossed each effect to reach to its previous cause, to reach to the Prakriti, and then reach to the Purusha, and beyond the manifest and non-manifest, beyond the Purusha. Beyond the Purusha. Maybe Purusha, but nobody is that express that I am self or I am Purusha. So in that sense, beyond the Purusha. Not even there to say that I am in the state of causeless cause. Cause is gone, effect is gone. In that state, the Janaka is roaring that all these things are not there, but I exist as what? Niranjana, pure. Janaka confirms that even five elements are not there, then where can be this macrocosm and where can be this microcosm and where can be his small little body consciousness, where and where is the chance for him to come down from that spotless state Niranjana? Repetition for four sadhakas, revelation never before for other 2, 3, 4, whatever number of sadhakas, sincere mumutsus. He gave a secret couple of days before. In that state, what has happened, this has never been given in any session so far. The intellect water has to dry for the one to reach beyond the intellect has to leave. That means the pot is gone, body consciousness gone long before. The subtlest and the purest faculty, intellect water, has to dry. It is not the negative drying or the disappearing of the intellect or the killing of the intellect. What is the drying of the intellect which was revealed to few sadhakas by him 2 days before? The intellect, when the intellect dries, hitherto the sunshine was getting transmitted or getting reflected in the intellect. The intellect does not just dry and exist as shunyam or existing as nothing. The sunshine mysteriously, miraculously, incomprehensibly, inexpressible way, the sunshine finding the intellect media being not active, not dead, not active, retraces back to its origin sunshine, and it does not travel alone. Karuna Samudra Shri Rama, Kaivalya Tanaya Shri Sai Rama. The Brahman, ever compassionate God Ishvara, the sunshine, while retracing and existing as the pure sunshine, it compassionately picks up the intellect and takes the intellect, and along with the intellect, the mind, senses, body, though they may be existing at the earthly level after that also, all of them are taken because of his compassionate Karuna Samudra Shirama. All are taken along with the reflection, goes back retracing, and everything go and exist as pure sunshine, pure consciousness, spotless Niranjana. Never revealed before. All have been rendered so pure now that the relevance of all or the relevance of creation also is gone, and only pure, Niranjana, 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 Shuddha, 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 Niranjana, Niranjana, Niranjana. Nitya Shuddha, only that pure, whatever you call, or just to say pure, or just not being able to even experience pure, just aha, few lines from the Krishnananda's Maharaj, Krishnananda Maharaj's poem on self. No soul is born, no soul has died. Embodiments get remodeled, since evolution is the name of advance towards truth. Eternal, unborn is a self, which is called the soul, when it abides infinite centers, bodies, forms. In truth, it is the self of God. Earth, water, fire, air do not affect the soul or self ever. Five elements do not exist when I exist as Niranjana. The soul involved in the body's aches imagines that it is grey. That is the self contaminated, mixed with avidya, or the prakriti mixed with maya, the first impurity. It thinks, that means what he says is that I am self, but when my body goes through pain, I am unable to distinguish between me the self and me the body, and I mix up all the things and I feel that I am grieved. Physical pain, mental pain, whatever, all everything. This mixture, this confusion, moham, delusion takes place, and we think we when we are sure, not sure, when we say I am having the pain, we are not sure whether we are referring to the self or we are referring to the body. the self can never happy. Because the self is not uncleaned, unwetted, and unburned, unwithered is the source of all. Glory immortal, omniself, omnipresent, and omniscient. विजयी भव निरञ्जना विजयी भव हनुमान भजन हनुमान चालीसा wonderful, wonderful revelations awaiting in the Hanuman Chalisa talks. Everything buddhihin me, everything graced by Pavan, everything given by him, everything given by Sai. After this, in only Ashtavakra Gita, in the last verse, after saying that I am beyond existence or non-existence, Ashtavakra Janaka, one of them say, with this boldness, in none of the treaties the Acharya has told, the Guru has told, they say, what do I say? Nothing emanates from me. They say, I have reached that state after giving the exact, after attempting to share my state. Now I have to say that I cannot talk. No Guru has told before this Ashtavakra. Nothing emanates from me, and he says nothing emanates from me. Niranjana Vijayi Bhava. Hari Om. That's it. Jai Sai Ram. Again, he is repeating after the initial 2 minutes talk about Chinmaya's words on the chapter 20. Listen as many times as that meditation chant or meditation audio or whatever. In silence, if you are able to transcend, reach to the peak and then glide. Then, if you are able to reach to that peak and then, like he reads Ribhu Gita, Ashtavakra Gita, when Ramana said that, oh, in Ribhu Gita, he told in Tamil, இதில் என்ன என்னோட நிலையே எல்லாம் வர்ணிச்சிருக்காரு சிவபெருமான் அப்படின்னு சொல்லி அந்த மாதிரி like that, if you are able to reach to that state for some moments, the rest of the 45 minutes of this session will be exactly describing your that state. 100% guaranteed. If you reach that state, otherwise, take this as Mananam and get into Nidhyasana. Jai Sai Ram. From now, he is going to glide effortlessly after some time in the afternoon to the Bhakti Hanuman Chalisa, where He is mastered all the knowledge. Hanuman is a true jnani. So no wonder essence of Vedanta may be poured, splashed here and there many times in the Hanuman Chalisa. Also, although Goswami Tulasidas, it says the books of the commentaries say that he sang this in pure devotion to Hanuman. You are going to get enough recipe of spiritual recipe of bhakti, jnana, karma, everything in this simplest Avadi dialect, Hanuman Chalisa. Not subject of this ashram, but it just flow.